Okay, this is going to be a completely different video than I've ever made in my life, but I don't really care because you have to hear this. So, inside of our community, as I started the Headman Habits challenge, it's a 90-day challenge where we remove vices, we do all this stuff, and then every single day we approach a new person. We have one conversation with a stranger every single day. And what this does is this helps guys get out of their suppressed attitude. So the reason why I called this video Active Masculinity 101, where I help you assertively tackle life by the balls, or I help you actually assertively tackle life and grab life by the balls is what I should say. The reason why I'm making this video today is because men are completely suppressed. So this challenge that I'm doing, Headman Habits, I am actually approaching someone new every single day myself. So yesterday was day 8, today is day 9. And dude, this is so bad. There is a massive thing going on with guys right now. Guys have no confidence, guys have no balls. Guys have been suppressed. Their mood is completely suppressed. You have to understand this. Please listen to me. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart because this is very real. The issue is that, the issue is not that guys are scared to talk to women. The issue is not that men are scared to approach. The issue is that men are going mute. Men are not speaking even to each other. Do you understand how bad this is? Okay, every single day I meet somebody new now because I'm in this challenge too. So you got to understand this. I'm doing this every day with them. So as I'm doing this every day with them, I'm actually actively going through this challenge. Okay, so yesterday after my workout, I'm in the sauna, or no, this was 2 days ago, I'm in the sauna, and I've been approaching somebody new every day, but instead of approaching someone or talking to one of the guys in the sauna with me at the gym that I go to after my workout, I just sat back and I said to myself, you know what? I've approached someone new every day. I've been the active masculine. I've been actively being in motion, doing the approaches, doing something. I've been initiating first. I'm the initiator. I'm the masculine. I'm the active. I'm doing. I said to myself, you know what? To hell with it for today. I was in that sauna for 20-25 minutes, and there was 4 or 5 other guys in there. Not one guy said anything to anybody. Some of the guys in there were even older than me. Some of the guys in there were 40, 45 years old. No one said shit, okay? Most men right now cannot even talk to other guys. Most men right now are completely just going mute. So this is the problem. Men today have to go against their natural instincts. Their natural male-driven primal instincts. If you see a beautiful woman, you need to learn all this fucking knowledge and shit of game to go and talk to her. You should 100% be able to walk up and say, I find you gorgeous and I want to take you out, and that's the only game that you need. Well, you know what? Yeah, you are going to risk rejection, and you do sometimes obviously want to maybe wait for choosing signals a little bit if she looks at you or something, but let's say she doesn't. The worst she can say is I'm taken or thank you. But see, this is the problem, is men have no balls. So something has happened where I feel as if men are becoming emotionally castrated. I have no proof for this. This is just my own fucking observation. I have no proof. But men are becoming emotionally castrated, and the younger the guy gets, the more I see it happening. So I'm 28. Guys that I see that are between the ages of 19 to 23, it's even worse for them, and so on and so forth. So what I mean by that is their mood is suppressed. They have no strength. They have no vigor in their voice. They have no tonality that screams, yes, I'm alive. It's they seem halfway dead inside. Okay, so since they seem halfway dead inside, this is something that I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to fix this so much with the movement. I've already brought over 1,000 guys together in this community. Now, what I'm going to do to help you get through some of these beliefs where you make it okay on yourself to go talk to new people, because this is one of the things I have been struggling with too. I sit down at night before bed and I'm like, man, what is the natural way? I'm 500 years ago, how did anyone meet? I'm sitting there thinking, was it naturally the woman approaching the man? Was it the man going up to the woman? Was it only the guys who are high status? I'm sitting there what is the natural way of humans? Because we live in this artificial world. It's here's what you got to understand. There's a lot of ways right now where the world's probably against you. You got whatever type of processed food you're eating. Maybe that's shitty, right? This is why in Headman Habits, I'm trying to get these guys healthy. I'm trying to get myself healthy. I'm trying to remove the vices. I'm trying to get one with God. I'm trying to do all this. Listen to me very closely. I'm sitting there trying to analyze what is the natural way that people should interact. Okay? What is the natural way that people should interact? You have to understand this. You have to understand this. There is tons of videos going on right now where women are saying men don't approach us, men don't approach us. Sometimes I've even seen beautiful women where they say, I have not had a guy come up to me in 3 months. I'm seeing this. Okay, here's what you have to understand. There's tons of guys on the internet right now with this victim mentality saying, well, all they want is attention, so I'm not going to approach anyone anyways. Dude, I'm going to tell you a story. So I went out on a date 2 weekends ago, and my date, the restaurant that I took her to, we were eating together, and she knew the bartender. They graduated high school together. I believe he was, I can't remember how old he was, but he was in a car accident. I don't even remember his name. He was in a car accident, and he actually just passed away. You have to understand, you don't know how long you're going to get an opportunity on this earth, which means you need to assertively tackle life by the fucking balls, because you don't know how long you get on this planet. If you see a beautiful woman, you have to understand that your whole societal programming all your life to suppress your natural instincts, meaning don't talk to her, you're a creep, you're not cool enough, you're not good enough, and it's all bullshit. Majority of all communication right now is through the screen, and I don't think that this is good, because I see so many guys that are just not, they're halfway dead inside, and you don't understand. You got to really realize here, like, you don't understand, you don't know how long you have, which means you need to maximize your time here. So here's what I can tell you. I'm going to show you a whole process that I made this morning that I think is true, and I have no proof for this. This is not hardcore pickup advice. This is not hardcore female nature advice. This is just Casey talking, okay? I titled this Active Masculinity 101. And what you have to understand here is I made this so that way you can assertively tackle life and get your balls back. So every man will get rejected at some point. This is what you have to know, and this is what you have to understand. Every man will get rejected at some point. There's tons of women saying we don't get approached anymore, and there's a bunch of guys saying, well, that's because all you want is attention. Dude, I don't care. Here's what you have to understand. You are going to have to initiate, and you are going to have to approach, because the masculine, this is what guys don't understand. The masculine, right? If this is the interaction, this is you approaching and setting up dates and forming some kind of dating experience or potential relationship. You're the initiator. Right here, this side of the line, this is the masculine. Okay, right here, this is the feminine. Okay, and the feminine is going to be the relationship retention. So she has potential to be rejected too. It's just not until it's further down the road. Okay, there's tons of women who they spent 4, 5, 6 years with a guy all through their 20s, and then a lot of times they feel like they wasted their good years on him because then later he left. And whatever the case may be, she wasn't able to retain that relationship. That hurts for her too, just in a different way. So you have to understand, women face rejection too, it's just different. And it comes oftentimes later in life once they've invested into a specific guy. Here's what you have to understand. The reason why this is not going to get fixed in the world, the reason why this will not get fixed in society until men understand that you are the active sex, you are the sex that is in motion, the male is the active, right? The penetrative force in life, the will. You're exerting your will into the world. That is in motion, okay. And guys today are saying, well, it's women's job to fix this because all they want is attention, and you know what? She should approach me and talk to me first, and she should tell me if she's interested. Okay, have you ever seen a woman try to initiate and set up a date and then try to close the deal of getting that guy's phone number and everything? You have to understand, the dynamic has been completely reversed. If you can ace this, you're going to be much better at this, because this is your natural male instincts. Your natural male instincts, you need to let this shine through so you don't feel so suppressed. And I'm going to keep using the word suppressed because the suppression of guys and their own personality right now, and it's not just with talking to women. Like I said, I sat in a sauna and nobody said anything. It's the suppression of not going after what you want in life. It's the suppression of not going after what you want to do with your job or with your career. It's the suppression of being scared to go and talk to that new individual. It's the suppression of thinking you're not good enough to go and talk to that cute girl. It's everything. When a man talks today, his entire mood is suppressed. Now, I'm going to come full circle with this at the end. You have to understand, the front half, the active and in motion, is you. Because you are the man and you are the masculine. Now, yes, you do face rejection, but here's what you have to understand. This initial side right here of the marker board, where I have the line divided, every one of these checkpoints is your job. And it's going to be your job because you're the initiator. You're the assertive one. You go after what you want. So saying hi, okay, if you notice she's looking at you, you have to have the balls to do that. And yes, you might get rejected, but who gives a shit? Setting up the text message with the phone number, you have to try to do that. You have to try to get the date. You're going to have to probably make the first move, and you're going to have to probably secure some sort of romantic chemistry, okay? So this is you. You're the active initiator. If you're able to do all this, you have to understand, this is what I call competency. Women want to see that you're competent enough to do this. Here's what I found. Introverts understand all this really well, okay? But they struggle to do it. Extroverts is polar opposite. They have no problem initiating a lot of times and doing all this and speaking and being confident, but a lot of times they don't have the competency to have the internal skills to learn what to do. You want to try to merge both. Now, you are going to have to face that you might be rejected. But here's what you have to understand. If you have went the past 6 months or 18 months, 6 to 18 months without approaching anybody, you have to understand you have rejected yourself 1,000 fucking times. 1,000 times you've rejected yourself. This is why I created Headman Habits. So guys come into our community, they start to align their life with different actions. You can watch as many of my videos as you want. You have to have different actions. You are a sum of your habits that you accumulate every day. And all of your habits that you accumulate every day become your actions. Those are the actions you take. If I go out and I drink tequila every day, I become an alcoholic. If I go out and my habits include lifting weights every day, I become a weightlifter. Your habits dictate the success that you get. So you have to understand this. Yeah, you might get rejected, but dude, you reject yourself every single day when you don't approach that one new person that you want to approach. And that's why in this habits challenge, one of the requirements is you got to go out and you got to meet somebody new every day. I will tell you a story later on in this video about Ed, a dude who I met in my neighborhood. He is 80 years old, and I'm going to show you the difference between his masculinity and yours. So this is the funnel. Hi, text message, date, making that move potentially, and then you establishing real romantic chemistry. Yes, rejection is possible, but rejection is better than death. If you die one day, which you will, and everybody will, I don't know how long I'm going to get to live for. I could get hit by a car, I could get hit by a bus, I could catch a disease. I don't know. You don't know how long you're going to live either. But you have to understand that it's far better to get rejected than to just reject yourself every single day. Now, everything on this side, this is the active, this is the masculine, this is the initiating force. You are the initiator in life, okay? The feminine over here, look at all the stuff she has to do. She has to have internal skills of nurturing and femininity to make sure the man is happy every single day. So that way he wants to keep being with her. She's gonna have to learn how to be a good girlfriend. She's gonna have to be nurturing. She's going to have good, relationship retention skills. And on top of that, if a guy is actually high value and he says, yeah, I'm beyond just hooking up, I want to actually find a mom for my kids one day. Like, dude, this is a skill in and of itself that she's going to actually have. Well, okay, here's what you have to understand. The reason why you are going to have to actually, yes, I understand today that women are forced to go and start to approach men because men don't approach them. I personally don't believe that is the natural way of humans. I just don't. I think that there's so many things right now going on. I think we're just completely going against our own natural instincts. There's a lot of issues right now. If you want to take a girl out, you can't tell her that nowadays because it's you're worried that she'll lose interest. If you find a girl beautiful, you can't say that because you're over-validating. If you really would like to form a family with her, God forbid you say that because now you're a guy who's needy with no options. Do you understand how everything is working against you? Do you recognize that it's your job to fix this? Now, the reason why I took it upon myself to help fix this, and I created the challenge, I created my own community, I created everything, is because we as men have to come together because there's strength in numbers. I can't do this alone. There needs to be a society uplift. Okay, so this is what I mean by this. You got to recognize something here. You become a byproduct of your environment. If I live in a house every day where everybody only eats bananas, my whole family just eats bananas, that's all we eat, I'm probably going to eat bananas. If you live in a society where it's not normal for men to approach women, you're probably going to be just a cog in the wheel, going about your day every single day, and you're going to be normal, and you're going to just be one of the dudes that just sits in the same momentum cycle because you're a sum of your environment. You become part of your environment. Well, what I'm trying to tell you here is your environment isn't good right now. So the only way that we change the environment is we got to do this one by one. So I took it upon myself to do this every day, and then I actively engaged all the members of my community, and then I bring them into this, and I try to make this world a better place for everybody. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So you got to understand, the reason why you feel the way you do, here's where I am going to take a little bit of the blame off you, right? I'm not trying to victimize you where I'm like, nothing is your fault, because yes, you need to have the habits every day to make yourself better, but your environment that you live in right now is probably shitty. Okay, that's the truth. You are probably living in a not so good environment, and that's what I'm trying to tell you is, like, me personally, if I lived in a house where, let's say, there was a million different TVs going on every day with a bunch of sports games, and let's say I had roommates and all my roommates did was smoke and eat a bunch of pizza, and they got chicken wings, and they just order all this food, and they buy soda pop, and they just keep watching TV and watching sports. Dude, I'm a byproduct of that environment. I will probably put on weight, and my mind will go numb just watching sports. So what I'm telling you is you got to change your environment. And the only way we change our environment as men and make this a better place for us, because there's so many men hurting right now, is we have to actually uplift our daily habits, and we have to encourage other men. Okay, we have to come together and actually do that. We have to make the world a better place for ourselves. So here's the thing. Yes, rejection is possible, but you're going to feel way happier knowing that you walk down the street and you talk to somebody than you let every option for the past 18 months go right out the window. Now, this is what has to get fixed. We as men are not going, here's what you got to understand. I left this spot blank on my marker board to teach. We as men, you got to understand this. I don't give a shit how much videos you watch of me or any content creator. I don't care. Information, write this down. Info is nothing without proper application. So what matters in life? What matters in life is what you do, not what you think you know. I don't care about what you think you know. I don't care how many videos of mine you've watched where you think you can recite all of my information that I've given you. Information doesn't mean shit. You sat there, and it's the same as reading a book. That's why I'm not really a fan of reading books, because if you actually look at the sum of the activity, yeah, you're feeding your brain, but you're sitting in a passive state. To me, that's the same as playing a video game or sitting there scrolling on social media. It's information and it's garbage to consume and fill your brain. The state of it is you sitting in a chair not doing anything. You have to have application. Now, you can learn everything you want about game. You can learn everything that you want about talking to women. You can learn everything you want about female nature. Okay, but until you uplift your habits and your environment, until your environment changes, you are not going to feel the right way to carry yourself, to apply the right things that will create something that I would call masculine tonality or masculine temperament. So a guy with masculine temperament and masculine tonality, he seems like a man because he's fully healthy and rejuvenated and alive. Most guys just seem dead inside and soulless. This is just what I noticed. It is not normal to sit in a sauna for 25 minutes and every guy just has their head down like this, acting like everybody is a zombie. Like there just feels like something wrong. And I get it's more normal now to sit on your phone and text message people. I get that that's more normal. I also wholeheartedly get that today online dating is more normal and what is more acceptable than going out and talking to people. We are going to have to change this because the way that this is going is not good. Now here's another way that I know that we have to get this dynamic reversed to how things should be, where men are the active initiators. Right now on online dating, like, you do great if you're super good looking. Well, okay, but here's what I also know from being a coach on the internet for this many years by helping guys with this. Women fall in love with a variety of things. Well, guess what? If this is the pie, right, and let's say looks are a small piece of the pie, well, what about resources? What about charm? What about charisma? What about popularity? What about being good at speaking? What about being happy? What about being rejuvenated? What about being healthy? There is so much social proof and social value you can show when you are speaking to someone in real life that you can't behind a screen. So for those of you out there where you're like, well, I'm not the best looking, dude, I don't care, because there's so much about you can bring to the table if you just captivate the right energy and you show yourself off in the right way. But you're going to have to get out of your shell. You're going to have to get out of the bubble. You're going to have to actually say, hey, yes, it is my job to take on this challenge. It's my job to actually implement these new habits, these new beliefs. It's my job to do this. Because this is not getting any easier for any men. I'm sorry, but I refuse to believe that I need to learn all this about game and, disqualify her here and tease her here and say this here and do that because there's something about me that is inherently unattractive by default. I just don't believe that. I think that what has happened is the environment is not good. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is where I'm going to conclude with this. What you also are going to need to tackle this challenge. So like one of the things that we do inside of my Headman Habits every day, one of the things we do is we do a daily prayer. So once you come into it, there's all this checklist of stuff that I have you do to help you get your life in order. What you have to do is you have to actually be grateful and thank God every single day, and you have to ask for blessings. I'm going to tell you this. I'm on day 9 today. Yesterday was day 8. Every day that I have done this challenge, a new miracle or a new blessing has showed up in my life. Either a new person has approached me first, or I've had a great interaction with someone. I've been meeting new people. Life is much better. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to actually thank God that you're alive and your heart is beating, that you're here. And this is another thing, is like guys are just not grateful at all. So it's like men also need God, because without God you have no faith and no confidence. So this is like the hierarchy of confidence, okay? So I'm going to teach you something. Just like how I have a definition for attraction, what is attraction? Or like what does it mean when a woman is attracted to a man? My definition of attraction is a discrepancy in sexual market value, which means she feels like you have higher dating value. Attraction is a discrepancy in sexual market value. What is confidence? Confidence is nothing more than a transfer of belief. Well, look at this. That means, what is confidence? Confidence means that you believe what you're saying. Let's say the basketball player Michael Jordan, if he was going to tell you how to shoot a basketball, Michael Jordan, you would probably believe him. He has belief in his speech and in his tonality, which allows him to be confident in explaining to you how to shoot the basketball, right? He has confidence because he believes what he's saying. So this is the hierarchy that you have to understand. If confidence is at the top, okay, this is confidence, okay? Now you have to reverse engineer that. So what is confidence? Confidence is belief in what you're talking about or belief in what you're saying, okay? Belief. The woman has to see that you have confidence, which means you have internal belief in who you are, and you convey that energy in the conversation with her. Well, now you got to reverse engineer this. In order to achieve confidence, you have to believe in what you're saying. So what is the prerequisite to confidence? The prerequisite to confidence is belief. Yes, the prerequisite to confidence is belief. Well, how do you unlock belief? The base of the foundation, what you need is faith. If you have faith, you believe what you say. If you believe what you say, you now have confidence. Where do you get your faith from? You get your faith from your God-given intuition. You get your faith from God. Your faith allows you to be masculine. See, this is what's been lost throughout everything with men, is like we have no faith anymore. We have no spiritual connection. Do you expect to be confident if you're walking through life and you don't even know why you're here, where you came from, or what your purpose is? I probably wouldn't be very confident either. But you need some belief. Well, where do you get your belief from? You get your belief from your faith, but men today don't have faith. So the whole thing is screwed. Now, when you have faith in your Creator and you have faith in your purpose and your God-given purpose why you're here, guess what happens? You now unlock the one thing at the way bottom needed to have the confidence, and that's faith in yourself. There are so many issues going on right now, but I'm going to tell you this. This whole idea that these guys have where, you're going to transition everything and you're going to reverse the role of everything, where it's like, you're going to figure out a situation in life where it's like she's going to approach you for sure, and that way like you can just take all the guesswork out of it for yourself, and you can just scroll through life, and when that day comes and you meet that special someone, you'll meet that special someone. As a man, I have had to create every single interaction and every single good thing in my life. I have had to create every friendship. I've had to actively talk to every single woman I wanted first. I've had to actively create every single deal I've ever done in business. I have had to actually be a driving force in life. And I'm going to tell you this, no one's here to give you anything. Which means it is your job to use your masculinity to activate that active in motion spirit that I know you have. And this is active masculinity 101. you are going to have to face rejection. Rejection is nowhere near as bad as regret. And when you're on your deathbed one day, when you're 95 years old, I hope that you live that long. I hope you don't have any regrets. And I hope that you took every possible opportunity that you could, because time is limited. Now, yesterday when I approached my one new person, I was out on a walk in my neighborhood and I met this dude. He was like in his 80s, I think. And this guy moved completely differently than how everybody else talks. So most guys who are younger, who are locked behind a screen talking to everyone, when a guy talks to someone new today, we typically try to get out of the interaction as quick as we can for two reasons. The first reason is we oftentimes think that we're wasting this other person's time. So we think that they naturally by default don't want to communicate with us. And even me, I felt that. So I was like, I don't know how long this guy wants to talk to me. So I kind of like turned my body language away from him. But I noticed like he was still just standing there positioned and he wanted to talk. He was 80 years old. We've never met, right? So that's first. Or number two, guys will believe that they're just like weird for even starting an interaction or something. Or the biggest thing is, since we live in this culture that just says grind, 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 work, work, work. If a guy does talk to someone, he automatically thinks, oh, I got better stuff to do. I should get going. I should get moving. And then all of the conversations are transactional. It's like you go to a restaurant and it's like, hi, would you like burger and fries? Yes, thank you. Have a great day. It's pre-programmed conversation. This dude I met yesterday was not like that at all. He sat there and he talked to me for a full 20 minutes, completely present in the moment, completely grounded. That is what has been lost. So there's so many attractive qualities that you could have about you, but you don't know how to unlock them. And this is the big problem. Like, we have to change how we are living. That's why I'm making this video.